Good evening, welcome to First Aid Families. Sarah here, hope you are all well this evening. I didn't know what I was going to talk about tonight, and yeah, it suddenly came to me. We're going to talk a little bit about crush injuries. Now, I hear and see about crush injuries most commonly because I work in the construction industry, and it's unfortunately quite a common occurrence. Now, crush injuries are basically when a limb or part of your body is crushed between two heavy objects. Okay, and as you can imagine, in a construction environment, that can happen quite easily and quite quickly. And actually, you don't have to crush much of your body to actually for it to be a really serious situation. We have situations in the construction industry where there's guys working in trenches, very shallow trenches, but they only have to be crushed up the leg by about that much for it to actually be a very serious situation and actually a fatality if it isn't dealt with correctly. Now, I'm not going to bang on about the construction industry because in all walks of life, as we know, we could get ourselves into difficult situations. So crush injuries in road traffic accidents, cutting trees down, so like logs falling. You know, there's many occasions where we could be faced, you know, as a bystander with someone that is being crushed. Now, it's really important that we deal with a crush injury correctly, because what can happen is that the blood flow is restricted or is impaired. And what will happen then is toxins will build up in that area. And those toxins then can be released into the rest of the body and could cause kidney failure. There's lots of other things like reflow syndrome where toxins are moving through the body. You know, we've got lots of situations that can go wrong. These things can actually cause, as we said, kidney failure and also heart attacks. You know, because there could be a disturbance to the blood flow to the circulatory system, which is basically what's happening. And this is called a crush syndrome. And, you know, at the end of the day, or potentially you could be at high risk of death. Now, there's two key times when it comes to dealing with crush injury. You've got for crushing less than 15 minutes. So if you know that that person hasn't been in that position or being crushed for more than 15 minutes, then what you can do is, if you can, remember, don't hurt yourself, release the weight as quickly as you can. So that's if it is under 15 minutes. Dial 999, control any bleeding if there are any, treat for shock, which we talked about before. All right, so we can do that, and obviously monitor vitals until the emergency services arrive. Now, if you have turned up and you don't know if that person has been crushed for less than 15 minutes, or you know it has been more than 15 minutes, then do not release the weight. Because if we release the weight, remember those toxins we talked about can reflow into the body and cause major problems long-term and also instantly. So don't release the weight. If it is more than 15 minutes, dial 999. Monitor the patient, so good communication with them, reassurance and things like that. Now, if you can't lift that weight, you know, if it is for under 15 minutes, then don't put yourself at risk to do that. Okay, there's absolutely no reason to do that. Okay, looking after yourself, and the best thing to do is to call the emergency services and wait for them to arrive, and remember all those reassurances to that casualty. If they do lose consciousness, then monitor. If they do stop breathing, then you can carry out CPR as best you can with that casualty. Obviously, it depends on where they are crushed there, but yeah, if we can carry out CPR, let's do so. Now, have you got any questions? Right, I do have comments coming up, but I don't know who you are. So, hi, Sarah. Hello back. I'll find out who you are later on when I've logged off and gone back into Facebook. I will only see your name if you accept StreamYard. So I think there's a little note somewhere, but it doesn't matter. It's nice to see you. All right, now I'll just wait to see if we've got any questions at all coming up. Right. So just a reminder, if that casualty has been crushed for less than 15, then you can release them. If it's for more than 15, do not release them and make sure you get the emergency services. Hey Jade, how are you? Nice to see you. Well, I can't even see you, but I'll wave. Okay. What's crush? So between two heavy objects. Okay, so the blood flow is compromised around the veins and muscles and arteries, and it's normally two heavy objects that you crushed against. So that's what the crush is. Okay, right. Oh dear, I think the cat's brought a mouse in. I'm gonna just lift my feet up. I'll sort it out in a minute. Right, I'll see if there's any other questions. If not, what would be good is to let me know what you'd like me to cover next week, and I will see you then. All right. If you think of any questions later, then pop them in the comments and I will reply. Oh my goodness, that sounds horrendous. Yep, not nice at all. Okay. Well, I suppose the thing is, in the workplace, it's less likely to happen because of more control measures and it's actually safer in the workplace. But it's when people start doing DIY or it's road traffic accidents, then that's the problem. Same precautions for adults and children. Yeah, treat it as the same. Yeah, absolutely. Children might not be affected as much with the reflow, but I would definitely treat them the same. Okay. Right. I think 6 minutes is long enough on crush injuries. All right. Speak to you guys soon. Bye.